Sorry, I've got this on mute at the moment. I'm not sure if this is sound is coming through okay. Using a different set of headphones than normal, so if you can hear me, just maybe just write a comment or whatever. Just let me know that the microphone's working. That'd be really helpful. Anyway, yeah, so it was just slowly working through this. This is the last bit of a commission that I've been working on. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas and New Year, and I've not been on here much recently, but super busy and trying to make this a bit more of a regular thing now, or well, that's the plan anyway for this year. Trying to get some more videos and stuff up and make this more of a regular thing. It's been so overwhelmed with stuff going on the last few months, so yeah, it's been a bit quiet. Yeah, and again, if you can't hear me, if you could write a comment or something, that would be really helpful. I just want to double check that the microphone's doing what it's supposed to be doing. As I say, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me or not because it's a slightly different setup that I would normally use. As you see, he's nearly done now. This is the last part of a sort of a larger commission that I've been working on, which I really want to get in the post on Monday and send off back to the owner. It's got a bit of a backlog. I need to work through it. This will take a couple of coats to kind of build this little glowy effect up. I was contemplating doing this through the airbrush, but I'm going to do it this way instead. Hopefully that shows up enough. So yeah, nearly there now. So we're just kind of doing the finish off the highlights and the armor, a few other little bits and pieces that need doing, but it's nearly there. I haven't finished today, I reckon. And then so we can get all of these sent home. Yep, I think that works all right. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. Does the job. I'll show you the other ones. I went a bit more. Into a little bit more on the glowy stuff on this one. Just on the axe there, but keep this one a little bit more straightforward. Yeah, I'm quite really happy with this one. And then there's a ton more. Been relatively slow progress because of just other things in the way. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like this keeps happening. I kind of have these bursts of doing lots of stuff on here and getting lots of videos out, and then I get sort of other stuff happens in my life, and I get kind of slowed down a bit. I don't get to spend as much time on this as I want to, but I'm sort of determined that this year, 2026, is going to be the year going to kind of real knuckle down on this and try and grow the channel a bit more, and hopefully as a result get the commission side of things up and running a bit more. I mean, the idea being to hopefully at some point make this the larger part of my sort of income, if that makes sense. Which is the goal. What else do we need to do? Probably best to do this wash on now, so I don't have to think about it later. So it's got some time to dry and find it. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas and New Year, and I don't know. I imagine some of you probably haven't gone back to work yet or anything yet. Still that nice sort of bit where I haven't quite got back to reality yet. I'm very much at this point where I'm kind of just trying to work out what I need to do. I've not been very uh, I've not been doing this in the most efficient way. Kind of just dropping in and out and doing bits on this guy, like rather than doing them in kind of a normally I do all of one color and then all of the next color. It's kind of keep it nice and quick and efficient. But I've been a bit sort of jumping around, not doing the sensible thing. So I keep noticing little bits and pieces that I've missed. Now, do the bits that I've been putting off, which is this sort of final highlight on the armor. And the reason I've been putting it off is because I don't particularly like this paint, but it's what I end up using for the scheme, and I'm stuck with it now. So we'll finish the armor off, and it does work nicely. It's got a nice, real bright highlight.
That the power. Where are they? Where were they?
Yeah, so now hopefully you can start to see that making a difference. It definitely brightens the armor up and helps to detail out a little bit more. It's just it's grey. It's very sort of chalky. It's probably got to be very careful with it. Hopefully you can see the difference in this and this now. It's difficult to tell when I'm looking at the screen like this, but I can see it sort of in real life, But I'm looking at it through the screen at the minute, and it's it's difficult to see it. yeah, sorry, I'm being a bit quiet. I'm sort of concentrating. I tend to do this kind of if the chat goes all sort of quiet, then I tend to kind of lose focus on that and yeah, concentrating on this. And I need to be quite careful with this. I don't want to mess this highlight up because I don't want to have to redo anything. Oh, hi. Thanks for the comment. Hope you're having a good day. Happy New Year to you for. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, I do apologise. I haven't been around for a while. I've been just so busy with uh all the other stuff, you know. I had like um just my sort of my main job has been super busy and yeah, not much fun either. So it's been sort of taking up most of my time. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, I've not been able to get on here as much as I would like. I'm trying, as I've sort of already mentioned it on here, but I'm trying to kind of just get back in the swing of things and YouTube and the painting and all of that, and to spend a bit more time on it this year. Because I'm determined that this year is going to be like I want to be this year to kind of just grow this a bit more and sort of turn it into something a bit bigger than it is. I was supposed to make a vid last week with Vince. Yeah, this is the thing. Oh, flu. Yeah, you don't need that. I had I had um like February last year. I had flu, like real like flu, not like a nasty cold, like proper. I ended up in the hospital. It was just the worst. Never felt so awful in my life. So yeah, if you've had flu, then yeah, I have a lot of sympathy. It's not nice.
Like Legos.
Yeah, I just felt so sick for like I think about 4 days, and I think I didn't even 3 of those, I didn't even go downstairs at home. I was just kind of basically in bed, just kind of feeling dreadful, and I couldn't even didn't really eat anything for like 3 days. Couldn't even keep water down. Had to get, without going into too much detail, but sort of throwing up and stuff, and I felt so awful. Eventually, my wife kind of basically took me to the doctor, and they were worried that I had sepsis, which can be incredibly dangerous. Thankfully, it wasn't that, but God, I felt like I was dying. It was just the worst thing, and ended up at the hospital, and they just hooked me up to all these things and pumped me full of fluid and anti-sickness drugs and God knows what. Yeah, but it took me, even after that, it took me about a month to kind of get over it, to sort of feel normal again. So yeah, it's yeah, I have a lot of sympathy for anyone that's had the flu. Yeah, thankfully, I'll just hoping I never get that again. I don't ever want to experience that again. Not nice. But yeah, so what I was saying was just kind of I've just kind of been. I always want to put more energy and time into the YouTube channel, and also to anybody watching. If you're not aware, then I have a sort of like a little, basically a side business doing commission painting, and I have a website and all of that, and it's a sort of, it does all right. I've been taking on work and stuff, and it's great. I'm really grateful for that. But the plan is for this year is to kind of I'd like to get to a stage where I basically don't need to do the day job anymore. I can just do the painting, and make that my sort of full-time job. Even if I potentially had like a part-time job on top of that, but basically flip it around so this isn't the part-time job anymore. This is the full-time one, or this is the main job. So that's 2026's goal. Let's try and hopefully get to that stage. Do I make any money from this? What, from YouTube or from the YouTube? Makes a little bit of money, not a huge amount, because I don't. I YouTube just doesn't make a lot of money. If you want to make money from YouTube, you have to sort of do, get people to subscribe to stuff, or on here, like you can kind of get, people to kind of do super chats and all that sort of thing. But the advertising money doesn't make it. It makes a little bit. I couldn't live on it with the numbers that I get, but then the painting, like this stuff, people, I've got a, like a little, basically a commission painting business. Sort of a freelance sort of artist, so I do work for myself, like in terms of through my own website, and then I also have I take on stuff through like painting studio as well, when I can. And again, it doesn't at the moment. Yeah, it does okay. Not enough to live on at the minute, but that's kind of the goal. It's kind of tip it over the edge, so that this becomes the main income, if possible. But yeah, YouTube. I mean, I make money. Yeah, I make it. It makes a bit of money. Advertising revenue and stuff. Not a huge amount. But then I don't do enough videos to, if I had the time and stuff to kind of devote to it, to put more videos up, then yeah, the more you put up, the more videos you put up, the more views you get, then obviously the more money you make. But doing the sort of videos that I make, they take a long time to make, so it's not something you can. I can't, like, I just really struggle to kind of get them up as frequently as I would like. In an ideal world, You put one up a week, and then you spend, you know, forever making a video, and then it doesn't get enough views to really. It's tricky. And then other times you get videos that do really well. But that's part of the fun of it, I suppose. But it's a lot of luck involved. You can think, oh, I've got this great idea for a video, and you spend ages doing it, and then yeah, it doesn't do very well. It's all like the algorithm pushing stuff. It's very tricky. It's not an easy thing to do. Not to know what's going to do well, what isn't. And the other thing as well is I try to, if I'm making videos, then I try to just do it on something that I'm interested in, or I don't like to make videos just for the sake of making it, just to get views. So it's always tends to be what I'm working on at the time.
Then I just need to collect all the spare.
Highest rise. Hi. How are you doing? Thanks for the comment. Yeah, hopefully you can see that now. That those highlights coming in. I think it looks definitely adds a lot more definition to it and makes the whole thing look a bit more interesting. I've been sort of putting, as I said, I've been putting this stage off for a while, but this is one of the final bits and bobs. Hang on 1 minute, my kids asked me a question. 1 second. Sorry about that. My son has just finished up one of his Lego sets that he got for Christmas, so he's just wanted to show me building his Minecraft Lego. Oh, sorry. Good, thanks. Just joined your Discord as well. Oh, thank you very much. Post some pictures. Okay, I'll jump on there in a bit and have a look. I'll have a look when I'm off here. I will jump on and have a look. Unless are these ones that I've already seen? We had somebody else posting some pictures of some Marines yesterday. But yeah, thanks for joining the Discord. Again, need to get on that a little bit more. Use that a little bit more. It's nice to kind of have somewhere where you can actually talk to people properly. Like, I reply to all the comments on YouTube and stuff, and same on Instagram. But yeah, actually having that Discord is quite nice. You can actually properly speak to people, and I like being able to. I like having a place people can post pictures of what they're working on, all that sort of stuff. So it's quite good. You have seen them. So you are you're. Is that the Spectral Wolves Marines that you were working on? Is that the ones? Because they were looking very good. I saw there's a picture of Terminator and a what they called Hellblaster. I haven't done any Hellblasters yet. Well, in that case, yeah, they were looking really good. It's nice to see some pictures of them. I always really I do like that. Just kind of, it's nice to see other people taking up that screen and actually doing something with it and using that tutorial. It's really nice. But yeah, they were looking really good. Yeah, no, they were looking very good. And yeah, thanks for joining the Discord as well. It's nice to have you there. I don't know what to do with that Discord. Because there's quite a lot of sort of members only bits because there's a sort of a membership thing through the YouTube channel, but um, it's not been picked up. There's only a handful of people using it, so I don't know. I'm kind of whether to open it or just open up all the bits to everybody or keep those bits private. I don't know. So it feels like a big chunk of it's not being used very much. So I don't know. It's kind of hope, kind of, but we'll see. Lots of stuff I need to work out this year. Definitely something I need to do this year is do a bit more. Add to my Marines. I haven't added anything to them for such a long time. Kind of finished up everything that I had, and I've not really done anything else with them. Which tier membership is that? Um, any of them. I think there's two. There's two YouTube memberships there. And I think one of them is just slightly more expensive, just for the, just if somebody wants to kind of donate a little bit more, all support helps. But I think either of them kind of let you access the Discord as long as as long as your YouTube um as long as your YouTube account is attached to the same thing that lets you. And we've had a few things of people not joining that like that. Oh, cheers, man. Well, thank you very much for joining. That's very good of you. Thank you. As I say, it's there's some extra channels and stuff like there that you can access, and um, I am going to try and use it a bit more, but it's tricky because there's not many people using that side of it. But um, I'm trying to work out what to do with it. But yeah, thank you very much, man. That's very good of you. And even if even if it's just for a month, that it does all sort of help. All the basically all the money that any and all money that I make through YouTube kind of goes back into the channel. It's kind of helps me to grow it. So yeah, it is very much appreciated. So thank you. Yeah, quite pleased with that so far. Remember now. I don't know if it's connected to the Discord. It should do as long as that YouTube is it's tricky. It should allow you in. If you've already got a Discord account and stuff, it should allow you to. It should sort of automatically open those up. If not, I can kind of do that manually and kind of just open it up for you. If it doesn't do it automatically, I'll check it later. I'll be on there a bit later, so I'll if it doesn't open up for you, I will sort of do it manually. Yeah, thanks very much. think that's the armor done anyway. We've only got doing sort of 2 levels of the highlights on this scheme. I think we're just about finishing up the metallics and doing the base. We'll do the base actually, I think, because actually, right. Do the base because nice to do something that isn't. Lost what I need. This is the other thing that needs to be done this year, is to reorganize all of this so I can actually find stuff. The amount of, I say this every time I come on a live, the amount of time that I spend just looking for paints is just ridiculous. I added it all up. So yeah, I'm going to finish up the base now because I want to do something that's not quite as fiddly and it can be a little bit more free with. Don't have to be too neat because there's going to be snow going on this afterwards. So any bits that don't, any sort of slight mistakes can be very easily covered up, and it's not an issue. It's just a very, very quick loose highlight on these. So just, it's all very, don't have to be too precise here because it's all going to get kind of, a big chunk of this is going to get covered up. So it's just enough to make give it a little bit more definition. But I was about to put some more grey on this dry brush. I just picked up a silver. That would have not gone. That would have been a bit of a disaster. But yeah, these bases are not. I'm not being too. Don't have to be too precise with this. This is just the way the sort of scheme worked. It's not. The bases work quite nicely without to kind of go too mad. And then yeah, it's really just this. This does most of the heavy lifting. definitely need some new, like cheap brushes for these jobs. I had a bit of a cull and got rid of a load of my sort of cheap brushes and stuff. You know, like the ones I use for these sort of jobs, and because they'd all got to the point where they were unusable. And the trick with this stuff is to kind of once it's on, just kind of stipple it in, and because otherwise you end up with these sort of real. You don't want it to look too smooth. Like you don't want it to look like paste. You want it to look like snow. In which case you've got to kind of just be sort of careful with it. Because if you just sort of slap it on, it sort of sits and looks. It doesn't look quite right. It kind of has this real. It doesn't have the right sort of texture. It sort of just find spreading out a little bit and having it a bit thin in places so you can kind of see some of the base through it. It makes it look like, just makes it look a little bit more realistic. Yeah, sort of stippling it in and spreading out so it's a bit thinner towards the edges. Just it definitely helps how it looks when it's done. I think it's really just highlighting up some of the brassy sections, and then he's pretty much done. I tend to kind of once I'm done with them, I'll put them to one side and come back to them the next day just to, or you know, later on in the evening or whatever, just to kind of double check that I'm not missing anything, because that does happen. But I think I'm just gonna finish off this base and then put them to one side for a bit, and finish off those metals later. Just let everything just take a little break. And I will tidy up those areas around the edges there. Yeah, it's come out all right. I'm quite happy with them so far. They're nearly done. A few little bits to finish off. I'll just show you sort of some of the others that I was doing this for this. I was doing these for the this has been done for a studio called Gilded Skull. So I've done this, like there's 10 of these guys, 10 Terminators, slightly different golds on them, so the characters can stand out a little bit more. And then the big guy, feeling quite happy with that. I think that base could do a little bit of extra black on there, but yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Yeah, that's these. This is like the second sort of batch of them that I've done for this same client. We did a load of like the infantry and stuff in the last lot. What else we got? We've got there's a few of these little wolves. Yeah, pretty happy with them so far. Nearly done. Just got to finish this guy off, and then we're finished. I can move on to the next project. Two of which are through my website, so I'll be filming those, so they'll be kind of used for videos on the channel. Because yeah, if I'm doing it for my own through my own site, then I tend to, as long as the client's happy for it, I'll turn it into a video if it's sort of interesting. So if you look on the channel, one of the last videos I've done is like a load of old Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum bits, and that was done through my site. So then I filmed that and turned that into something. So yeah, it's nice. Gives you lots of different options. Anyway, right, I'm going to disappear because I need to go and eat something and take a little break. But yeah, thanks very much for joining me and keeping me company. And yeah, I'll potentially jump on here later. If not, I'll be back on here relatively soon anyway. So thank you very much and have a great afternoon. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.